dokie, peeps. We are back after an absence while Brian writes his updates on the drive. Excuse me. I'm trying to make sure the video doesn't crap itself out while I make some adjustments here so I can see everything in one fell swoop. Anywho, what was I gonna say? Oh, we're back. Sorry. Hiatus. I didn't have much the previous week, but then I started going to town on stuff. Some stuff still in the middle of watching, like Arcane. I was gonna talk about it, act per act as they came out, but if we already missed one, and on this week Act 2 already watched, I'm like, we might as well save it for the whole thing, since they're consistently releasing them instead of all right, season 1 was cool, when's season 2, and then we waited this long. Oh nice, she released the whole project now, Samara said.
Yeah.
Oh, good on her. I gotta listen to it. Damn, bro, you are snorting all up in that mic. Oh, Brian's here. Myself, hosting. I didn't even fill up the upcoming releases, bro.
You're crazy.
Sick with it. Today's the 19th. What's the end of the week? The end of the week is on the 22nd. That's when y'all are gonna hear this. Well, the Top Dog fans will.
Oh shit.
Is this for November, right? We are in November. It's tripping. Bless you one more time, bro.
We're almost done in November.
We need the 22nd. The Sicky Boys is in the town. Oh, you can't. Oh, that's right. Genshin Impact on Xbox comes out this week. Bless you again. Yeah, dude. Whatever you picked up, you picked it up strong.
I haven't even been sneezing until now, all day.
Okay, but that's today. How about yesterday?
So I didn't sneeze, I think, at all yesterday, but I had stuffed nose.
I think it's all related.
I have roguelike body syndrome. And I wake up, my body's just different.
That's not a good thing, because one day
you're
really tall.
On command tomorrow.
Okay. I was thinking, how do you put on clothes?
I never get the tall buff.
Oof. Okay. Where are we at here? I guess I could start. I have Agatha All Along.
That ended.
Yeah, it ended. I don't know if there's going to be a follow-up or not, but it's a story of Agatha after the events of what happened at what's the place called where what's her name was at doing magic stuff? West Point or
WandaVision?
Yeah, WandaVision Point.
I don't remember the name of it.
Gotcha. But I should say it on here. It does not.
Denialville,
I guess. Either way, the plot's simple. Agatha was was stuck in a trance of some sort after the events. She thought she was like a detective or something. It's a weird story. Like, wait, it's shot and like executed as like it's a run of the mill true crime thing, and she's like a detective. Until some kid.
Oh, so it's kind of like how WandaVision, where like you think it's this, and then
a fraction of that. It's the first 10 minutes, and then some kid comes in, and then comes, and it's like, no, you're actually the real deal, and then unspells whatever trance she has, and then she has no power. So pretty much the story for the season is I need to get my powers back, and the way to get through it is to walk through the Witch's Road, which is like a place where I guess it's like a initiation or some sort. Like you go through a bunch of trials to make sure you get to the end, and the Witch's Road will give you what you need or whatever. So she before that needs to. Oh, you good?
I can hear you.
Okay. Gathers up a coven so that you can take the Witch's Road with, because I think that's part of like the how tos, if you will. Ooh, excuse me. I don't know which characters are returning from the first one besides Kitty's character. Sorry, I call her Kitty. Deborah Jo Rupp, Mrs. Hart. She's back. I think the others have made an appearance on the first in WandaVision. Some of like the other witches. And then also they're joined by Joe Locke, which is his name is just Teen throughout the whole show until you find out who he is. Because early on you realize when he tries to say his name, some spell like stops it, and he thinks he's saying his name or whatever, but the people hearing it don't know who it is. So he's one of like
even the characters or just us.
Both.
Okay.
But they leave behind enough information, and they also have an episode dedicated to him, so you can be like, okay, we know who he is, kind of thing,
It's
kind of
me.
deal. Oh, it's you,
Yeah.
as in you and Batman, or
Many me's. That's my ability.
oh, okay. So are you like the cloning chick from Invincible?
Duplicate.
Duplicate, sorry, not the cloning.
No, I'm like multiplying man from X-Men. Same thing, but I'm not a lady.
Was he in the live action?
They put him into the original like X-Men trilogies because I think there was a scene where he's a bunch of him in a forest. I think
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong.
I'm like, I don't remember seeing him. Not a lot of caffeine today. You can tell. Oh, and it's considered a mini series, so I don't think there's going to be a sequel on the movie DB. It just says mini series on there. So 9 episodes, about an hour each. Some of them are a little longer due to bigger things happening in the in the episode, or just giving more time. Because there's an episode where it's like 30 minutes instead of the 40, while this one's like the offset. I guess they're given a certain amount of
That
time.
was it.
That would have been crazy if he showed up, in my opinion. Um, in a good way, I think. I mean, make it a stallion duty.
What's
Why
a
not?
male witch?
I don't know.
Is it a warlock?
That's a question that's asked in here. That's I guess part of dialogue, like throwaway dialogue. It's like
I
is
would
it a?
think.
Some people say it's sorcerer. Some people say it is a wizard. To be, I don't know.
I would. I don't know. Witch is usually like they usually put dark magic alongside a witch. Like so, I would think maybe a warlock would be.
It depends because here they distinctly make that like she needs to make a coven that have different specialties. So yeah, they're all witches, but one's herbologist, one does this, one does that. Like so, yeah, they're all witches, but they all have like their specialties. So I kind of think the same thing with wizards, right? In my
Did
opinion.
anyone ever call Hermione a wizard?
No, I don't. Did they? I'd have to rewatch all 7 movies, I guess. But from the first movie that I remember pretty fondly, you know what I'm saying? I don't think they ever called her a witch. That's a good question. Well, I'll have to do a Google, I guess, or I don't know. I'm gonna rewatch all 8 movies because
Watch them at the same time.
and just but like put the audio up on each with some like do I mix with them the volume level so that when someone's talking the rest go lower and I can wait to hear until I hear a witch or what?
Yeah, if you watch
Okay.
it in reverse, it's about the powerful man who gives up his power of magic, um, at the cost of him saving the world.
Oh, okay.
Harry Potter, yeah.
Harry Potter.
Perry Potter. Potter.
Potter. Rest in peace, man. What was I gonna say? Yeah. Oh, that's pretty much it. I don't want to spoil it because a lot of it's pretty funny dialogue, like the corpse coming back and forth. There's some very artsy shows or episodes. It has its highs and lows. Where like near the end, it looks like they put a lot more effort in giving some characters send off because there's people who don't make it in this, from the coven.
Nice.
So it's like okay, cool. They have a lot of like send off. Well, that's spoilers. I said a lot of them, but uh, there's send off episodes, I guess if you will, and some of them are done very tastefully. I'm like, okay, they get really artsy with it. So there's some episodes on here that are worth watching. I don't know if like the whole thing as a whole, because it's the first 1 or 2 episodes was very like run of the mill. There's no life in it, if that makes sense. Like it felt like we were just going through the same Disney Plus stuff, and then as the show kept on, I'm like, okay, no, they're getting more creative with how they're how these trials are going, if that makes sense. But it's a mini series. I think it's worth a watch. If you watch it once, there's not going to be a continuation of this. It seems like the events that happen here might obviously show up on other shows or whatever. Same with what happened to WandaVision, but I think this was a nice little compact. Hey man, whatever happened to Agatha? Oh, this is what happened to her. Then you go see what happened.
If you were to compare to WandaVision, what do you think you enjoyed more? Like, what do you think did a better job at
Uh,
staying interesting? I guess.
Interesting. That's the word. It's just that
Or
like
entertain. What entertained you more? I guess.
Catherine Hahn is way more entertaining as a lead than uh I'm sorry, what's her name? The Olsen that plays
Elizabeth
Scarlet.
Olsen.
Yeah, because she's the entire time doesn't give. She's House. as witch, if that makes sense. In this, so it's just
Mm.
like saying the silliest things. There's funny punchlines like she's also the comedic relief, but also has like baggage that gets unwrapped as we go, kind of thing.
She's like Stark. If she's Witch Stark.
In a way, I can see that. Like it's just more beat where WandaVision just wanted to be like, oh, what's happening in this town instead of focusing on like the peeps in it. This focuses on the peeps and more like, okay, the witch is real cool. They'll maybe eventually get there, but it's learning about the new witches, what they were doing during WandaVision view, whatever this town was, and then how they're gonna get to the witch's road. Some character unveilments because you're like, oh, there's this character, but then they'll make the reveal like who they actually are. And you're like, oh, but that one of the big O's was for me personally was a well, now you introduce this person. This would have been great before the fucking Infinity War era was done, right? Like you'll see if you ever watch it.
I think I
But
just got an idea.
okay, well, don't no spoilers on that, but you can tell me after, I guess. But yeah, that's all I have to say on it. It was entertaining. It was fun. Characters had a great chemistry with each other. The back and forth were believable. Tasteful ass episode, not tasteful, really good looking episodes. Like shot fantastically. The pacing of it was on some episodes were good, and some of them were just okay. On to the next thing, because you start getting favorite characters, and you're like, once they're on screen, once they're not on screen, you're like, all right, until we get back to the characters you want to see.
Mm.
So there's like a balance of I don't care about what's happening right now. Wait till said characters come back on stream or on stream. Stream? Yeah, I guess technically it's stream.
So it's not like everybody's witches rotting together. It's like break offs.
No, it's while they're trying to get to it together, shenanigans happens and they'll get split up into different groups or
But they'll
something like
get split to an extent.
yes. So you'll have different dynamics depending on which it is. But then most of the time you're in a flashback. Like they do what they can do on the Witch's Road, but the meat of it is what happened to these witch, right? To each of these witches. If that
I was
makes
gonna
sense.
say there's not too many of like these team up, I guess, like squad stories that I think nail it. Besides, like the ones that come to mind are like
Guardians.
Guardians, including games like Reach, where you're with these guys and each one of them, like there was cool Rogue One.
They have their own
It,
stories that you're like, oh, I know them, right? Like they're relatable in some way.
like you get stories, but then there's still like the squad itself is like a character, and like anytime someone gets got, it's like a damn.
That's evident here. That happens in this show as well.
But like in all these, there were like the unit's the unit. There's not really too much break offs.
Here, there's like a mix and match because of the trials. Like each trial is asking something else of
Oh,
someone else. Like as well, I don't want to spoil it, but as you go, you start realizing, oh, each trial is made for somebody in the coven to shine. If that makes
it's
sense.
like much of the Adventure Time episode where it was like Lemon Grab and someone else and someone and like the Ice King, and they're in like this weird labyrinth, and then they had to each do a challenge.
But it's tailored so that they would like said person would succeed,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a lot of this show. So after like the first two episodes, when you start, I think it's the first two. I forgot how when the actual Witch Road stuff starts. That's when it starts going. Okay, now this is interesting. Everyone's got a trial. And it's pretty much overcoming a character flaw or like or accepting your own character flaw. If that makes sense. Like there's meat here. It's just some episodes were given more time than others. If that makes sense. And
Mm-hmm.
some characters because I gravitated to one and I'm like y'all are killing it with this character and then the rest are not getting. Or me personally, I don't know if there's maybe it might be just a relatability thing, or what. But that's I definitely recommend watching it. I don't see people rewatching this if that makes sense
Mm-hmm.
because it's definitely a fun time. I mean, you have Catherine Hahn and Aubrey Plaza here, just giving you the craziest back and forth chemistry. Like it's
Is she also funny, or she trying to do something different?
Who? Aubrey Plaza.
Aubrey.
And they
Yeah.
gave her the script, and she said, "Whatever, I'll do what I want." Like she just everyone's having. That's why the question of which one do I enjoy more. People seem to have fun doing this show. If that makes sense. Where
Okay.
WandaVision was just like, let's try to be mysterious. Here's like, fucking, let's just get, we just gotta get to the witch's road. Let's just have fun the whole way over there, if that makes sense in terms of making it. And then there's some like serious parts where Catherine does a good job emoting. Like they're sad, really heavy sad parts, and I'm like, okay, she got the range.
The way you're describing it is making me think of what's the name of the movie with Simon Pegg, and they do like a bar crawl while shit's going bad.
At World's End,
Okay,
I
that sounds right.
think.
That's what I'm picturing in my head.
Hold
Blue
on,
witches.
let me see. At World's End, I think that's correct. No, that's the Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Yeah, that's a different one. Damn it! I could look up Simon Pegg, I guess. Yeah, actually,
Simon Pegg
yeah,
bar movie. The World's End.
The World's End. Ah, it'd be that close, huh? Well, spoilers. Apparently, there's an Ice Age 6 coming in 2026.
Yeah.
He's in it.
They announced a bunch of stuff coming back. Yeah, oh, did you see that in December What If season 3 starts?
Oh no, the this is but this is the final one though. This is what they announced, right? Oh no, they're doing it to they're gonna. Well, I guess last time it was on Christmas. They gave it to us as like the whole thing in one day, right?
No, I think it was still week. I think they put a decent amount out at once,
Oh,
but I think there was still weekly parts. I didn't post the trailer. I didn't post a trailer came out, but I didn't watch it. I just saw Christmas or December.
oh, okay. I remember what it was because they're doing it again now. They release an episode a day of the week. That's what it was. You know, and now they're doing it again. So December 22nd, it starts, and then it's an episode a day until it ends, which is 8 episodes. So from December 22nd to December 30th, or 29th, sorry.
I hope it's more
More
like
creative.
what if, and not just
Yeah.
what if colon
The
Agent
sequel.
Carter.
Yeah, that's where I'm afraid of. Because that first season
Third
was,
and final season.
yeah, so it's over after this.
Please, the first season was good, and then I think they played it safe.
Yeah, with the second one. Hopefully they just
They had cool
pop
ideas. It's
off.
just when it started to be Peggy centric is when I was like, man. But like the other episodes were decent. It's just the first season went off. I think.
Because they gave us two things we wanted. What if scenarios, and then by the end of it, let's do another team up, just like the Avengers, with the what if scenarios. Spoilers to who hasn't seen What If yet. And that was like a double whammy. Is that even still a term people use? And then just, oh my god, this is fantastic. And then they're like, how do we do number two? Well, we might as well just continue the story. No, just give us what ifs. We had that cool what if. Bring that back some other time. Give me something else. What if? Like you can't be at the end of your what ifs already.
Mm-hmm. I put the trailer in your Discord. I thought I did it before, but I failed you all.
No, you might have it. I just didn't see it.
No, I'm looking now. I didn't do it.
Oh, okay. I'll check it out. Is there actual footage of the show, or is it just in
It's an actual
December?
trailer.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't. Me saying that doesn't mean anything because I didn't watch it.
Gotcha. So for all we know, I'm gonna hit play. And all I was gonna say is what if December 22, and that's it.
Yeah.
Got it. That's fair. Um. Oh, then I'll be watching that. Cool. I didn't know we were gonna have one more little show at the end of the year. And I think we're still doing we'll do the cap off like legit the end of the year, and then we'll do our best ofs in the new year. That way everything can count, I guess.
Mm.
And no, I'm not doing that because shrinking ends like a week before the year ends. Because
Did the new season start or something?
it did, and it's coming out weekly, and it's I think the last episode like on Christmas Day, and I'm like, that's way too late. So,
Oh, I didn't even start the first season.
oh wow, you're missing out. It's one of them. I watch it. Shrinking is very, very good. It'll
But
be.
I'm behind. I
It'll look.
think
Go ahead.
I'm making decent pace. I think with shows, I watched a decent amount of like seasons this year. But
Well,
movies, I don't even. I still don't know if I have a top 5 because I don't even know if I've seen that many movies I like.
well, if you're not done with TV, I only have the finale left for the Penguin. Go watch the Penguin
I want to watch it just because,
because the
just
because Oswald Cobb is in the show. Don't say Colin Farrell. There is no Colin
I
Farrell
was
in the
gonna
show,
say Colin Farrell. I was just gonna say because I liked the world that they built in the movie. So that being related, I wanted to.
and they double down on it. This is a oh, I'm not gonna review it. Yeah, that'll be next week too. So next week we're gonna talk about the fucking Game Awards, Arcane season 2 in its entirety, and the Penguin because I just got the finale left. And the Penguin is definitely must watch television. For those who can stomach it, it's Gotham, the dark Gotham from the Batman movie, and there's violence. There is definitely some violence that's not. There was a news article of who played the Falcone guy in the movie that we seen him everywhere. He played Mr. Deeds butler. He's in A Night Off.
Oh yeah.
Well, he didn't come back for the second one because he did not like what's gonna happen to like women on the screen. There's a lot of violence towards women, and there's
Mm.
violence. There's violence in this. So
Oh, he didn't reprise
nah,
the role in the show because of
yeah,
that.
yeah. So they replaced. I think they replaced him with what's his name? You've seen him everywhere. So he's in Gentleman. Uh, it's not. Hold on, give me a second. The Penguin.
Well, describe him to me. Maybe I can guess it before you say
Bald
it out
dude.
loud.
He's a bald dude. Like I don't know what to tell you besides he's bald.
In the Gentleman.
Mm-hmm. He was like their butler or their help.
What the hell's in the Gentleman?
Yes. His name is.
The Gentleman.
Am I freaking out? Where is he? Or am I completely messing this guy up with someone else?
He's a bald dude. You're talking about the movie with the Irish Colin Farrell in it, right? As the coach.
Oh no, I am so sorry, Brian. It's not the Kingsman. The Kingsman, not. Oh, I'm so sorry. Where is he on here?
Oh, Mark Strong's his name.
Thank you. Why isn't he on here? Is he not credited? Mark Strong. He's right there.
In
I'm blind as
Kingsman?
hell. He's not. I was looking for him under the Penguins cast list.
Oh.
So he's in here playing Falcone, Carmine Falcone in replace of
Did he play?
Joe something. I forgot his name.
It was Mark Strong that played Sinestro in the live action, right?
I believe so. Actually, that's a good question.
It was. I was about to say he'd make a good Sinestro. I remember the one good thing about that movie that I thought to myself was he went off as Sinestro.
That's fair. I mean, he's a really good actor. John Turturro, Turturro. He played. He played Carmine Falcone in the movie. Then he was like, "Nah, bro, I'm not gonna be a part of." He didn't want to. He didn't want to do that. So then they replaced it with someone else. But once I've watched 7 out of the 8 episodes. I'm like, okay, I see. If he read this ahead of time, he was like, okay, I'm not gonna do this. I understand. It is There's parts where you're like, oh shit. But it is very mob movie. But we'll get to that next week. Agatha All Along. I say give it. I think it's worth watching at least once. It's a fun time.
I haven't watched anything Marvel in quite a bit of time.
Oh, that's fair. I mean, they haven't had a good track record since that saga, the Stones.
I mean, last season was good. Anything
Yes,
else after that? That was
mm,
decent.
I'd have to see the timeline, I guess. But I mean, this year, X-Men '86.
Yeah.
That was a fun time for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason I remember that is because I'm looking at what I consumed this year for TV, and I'm like, oh, okay, that also came out.
That was this year?
X-Men, yeah, it was earlier this year. It's just it wasn't that many episodes, so it wasn't long on. I don't think it was airing that long.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just dropping them, they're like, we'll make it weekly. We got to make sure we get 2 subs out of them, 2 month subs out of them.
Just know if they renew for a second season, and if they're getting too cocky and the intro changes, I'm not watching that season.
They already greenlit like the second season and something else too. The problem is the guy who's writing it was
Oh,
problematic. I think we talked about it. He was like getting problematic. Like something bad happened to him, or he's doing something
yeah.
bad, and then they kicked him out, and now then I don't know how much of the second season he wrote. There's like a hoopla there. I don't
Yeah.
know what the issue is. We also have the bear this year, so there's not much beating the bear. Like if I'm looking at this list right now that I've of my TV, there's some that aren't leaving, right? And X-Men '86 might be number 5, I guess.
Mm.
Correct. I forgot I played Hellblade 2 this year.
Game of the year.
No. What do you mean? You mean DLC of the year? We'll get to
Was
it
it
next week.
DLC?
Yeah, Shadow of the Earth Tree's fucking
No,
nominated.
no, no. I was asking if the Hellblade was DLC or a sequel.
In my opinion, so far. Sorry to offend everyone. That game was not fun.
Game of the year.
I was just, hey, look at this impressive cutscene. Hey, can you hit some
Play,
buttons real quick so we can get to the next impressive cutscene? But I hit 2 buttons. Welcome to the impressive cutscene. I'm good, dude.
playable content of the year.
I guess technically that qualifies, but no, I'm good on that. It came and went. Gameplay is king, people. Gameplay. Anyway, next week's gonna be an episode full of rants apparently. Yeah, go watch Agatha. It's a fun time. Unless you have other stuff to watch. If you haven't seen WandaVision, I don't know if this will make you want this is not gonna make you go back and I don't know if this will make you go back and watch WandaVision. Because of the tone is so different. Like WandaVision had that weird mysterious stuff like, oh, what's happening? This was like enjoy the ride, if you will. I don't know. They're like different extremes, I guess. I put on here the Gravity Circuit with a question mark because I don't know if I already talked about Gravity Circuit on the show, or did I pretend or wanted to and never did. But I ended up finishing the game. Came out this year, according to. No, it did not. It came out last year.
2023.
Yeah, it came out last year. I don't know why I said that. But this is one of those whoopsies that if I played this last year, you would have heard more of. Very solid. It's a Mega Man like game where you play as the Gravity Circuit. You don't jump and shoot. You jump and beat the shit out of people, and you can do uppercuts and stuff. Your upgrades, you can make loadouts, like pretty much put modules on your gravity your circuit, if you will, and unlock different things, different play styles, different builds, if you will. It was just a fun time. It obviously carries its inspirations on the sleeve. It's very Mega Man. Level design is very Mega Man. The combat's not though, because everything's just. It can be, I guess, if you can make a build for just using your abilities and use like a projectile ability, I guess. But then you're managing meter the entire time, I guess, if you want to do that. It's just it nails it is all. It does its own little thing with making you sort of play how you want. It's not always just jump and shoot. Boss designs are fun. I don't think I fought a very annoying boss, if that makes sense. The only thing that's annoying is that not annoying, but it's like the classic game design, like Mega Man. When you're getting to the end, it's pretty much a boss rush up until the final boss. You know how you have to fight each one that you got for each level. It's everything is. These guys loved Mega Man growing up. Like they made it their own though. That's kind of like. Oh, the main character's name is Kai, Kai. I don't know. I praise it. This is definitely a must play. Gravity Circuit. If you like Mega Man, it's got a cute look to it, but it's a Mega Man esque game. The combat's fun because it's not really combos, but he's got a simple 3-hit regular attack. He has like a low kick. He can slide. Then you have abilities like you can get like obviously there's a Shoryuken ability. There's a grab. Oh, let me give them a round of applause for giving me a grab ability that I can use on anyone, including bosses. Like it is, and I don't want to spoil. Are you gonna play this game, Brian?
No, I've seen a friend play a bit of it.
Okay, well the grab is fucking Geef's fucking grab up in the air, spin and drop
SPD.
the SPD, and you can do bosses. You can do that on a boss at any. If he's able to take a hit, you can grab the boss and just fucking.
Oh
Do you know how
shit.
many times I ended the fight because it takes like 4 or 5 of the health ticks. So as soon as I
Hmm.
see 4 or 5, I'm like, get ready. I have mana or whatever. I have what, and I'm waiting for an opening, and he dashes forward, grabs, slams them, and it just I'm done with the boss fight. I'm like, yeah, you try me again like that, bro. You don't know what I can do.
Mm.
And it's very satisfying each time. But they have a bunch of other abilities on there. It's it's one of those I already added to the I need to get this physical list because it was definitely a game people got to try out. Gravity Circus is definitely if you like fighting, if not fighting, I'm sorry, if you like Mega Man, this is a good alternate version of that, if you will. Like they clearly give it some respect, and you can customize the look of your character. You know, Mega Man never gave us that,
Ooh.
but it's and in all fairness, it's palette changes, and the palette changes give you different abilities as well. So it's definitely a full fledged game there, right? I shout out to him. It's fantastic. Please go and play Gravity Circuit. I think it's on everything too. I think it's on Switch. It's on on PC, Switch. Oh, it's not on Xbox at all. PC, Switch, and PlayStation 4 and 5. Maybe one day they'll release it on Xbox. I didn't know this was not on Xbox. This explains why Phil Spencer's like, why is no one making games on Xbox? Well, bro, I don't know. You tell me why you released 2 different SKUs.
Yeah.
The fuck? It's a silly question.
But he said that.
I don't know if it was him directly, but someone at Microsoft was like, I don't remember the interview or what. I just could have sworn I saw somewhere said Microsoft was questioning why aren't people making more games on X for to release on Xbox. And I can tell you one right then and there. Why did you make a fucking Series S? Like me as a developer, I'm like, why am I gonna go on that platform where I immediately need to make 2 different SKUs for you? That makes no sense. And shout out to No Man's Sky because somehow they're still updating their game and that's on everything.
Quite expensive too.
I'm sure.
Push updates on all of them.
I'm sure. Oh, I hope we get a. We'll talk about Game Awards next week. That's all I got. It's good. I didn't know the nominees were going to come up before we recorded this one, and then I'm like, oh, well, there they are. There's a lot to talk about Game Awards, how to So we'll do that next week. Sorry. Um, you can go. I've been talking. Oh, you got to tell me about season 3 of Vox Machina. I keep seeing it on there. I haven't even started it.
Um, trying to even remember what the fuck this.
Yeah, just looking at you. Looking at it on the list, I'm like, I don't remember what happened at the end of season 2. Like, I need a refresher course.
It's right after the season before.
Okay, I just need to
Like I
remember
think the scene happens, and then season 3 starts with the scene.
the scene
It
continuing.
starts with
Oh,
like a when they movies or shows they'll do something and they're like, I bet you wondering how we got here, kind of like that. But they do a scene and they're like a few days ago, and they lit up to X scene.
uh-huh.
That's how the season starts. But when it goes back to a few days ago, it's to a little after the way this season prior ended.
Okay.
Um, for the most part, if you like the other two, you're most likely gonna like this.
Okay, good.
When they're fighting, they're fighting. It's cool. The story presses forward a bit. Um, but right off the bat, big complaint is that it becomes 3 different instances of will they, won't they at the same time.
Oh, that's frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
So the entire time you're like, come on, kiss him, and then cut to the next couple, and you're like, come on, kiss him, and then cut.
Yep.
No, that's
There to the point where
infuriating.
sometimes they'd be in parallels and like in the same scene.
What?
And I'm
Oh,
like, what
that's
the
as in the editing. They'll cut between the two. Oh,
yeah.
got it.
Um. But yeah, besides like, there's characters that get a little more story, and it's like cool. This is their story, but then it becomes like their one note
The rest
for
of
the
the season.
season.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um.
Do you think it's because they're balancing too many characters, and there's not enough
Um.
airtime to flesh stuff out, or
Too many things at once that I don't really think needed to happen.
okay?
it's like their way of kind of they had a thing they wanted to happen, and to make it more plausible that this thing is gonna happen, they kind of give people quests. So like if something happens, you're like, well, this guy wasn't here, so that's why,
I
or
see.
something like that.
The same way like they write out some characters in Marvel. Like, what? Where was Captain Marvel? Oh, there's other planets to save. Okay.
Basically, like why Majin Buu wasn't in Tournament of Power, because if he was there, then they
It would have
win
been it would have
easier.
been too easy. Yeah, I
Yeah,
got you. So for the sake of continuing the story, they made some. I got it.
yeah. Buu fell asleep, so he didn't join the team.
Gotcha. It's one of those. That's unfortunate because that got me tired. I'm like, wait, what?
That pissed me off when I saw him skinny, like Super Buu fucking physique, and then I don't get him.
Yeah,
But I digress. Um,
we can add it to the rant next week.
but yeah, that's basically there's moments where they try to do something interesting or try to be bold in their storytelling, and they revert or play things safe. But all in all, like when people are fighting, which is fairly often, like there's a lot more action I recall per episode than before.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I could be wrong, and they do a good job with that part. It just got a little annoying with multiple romances,
Okay. Is
especially
it?
because sometimes it feels like from last season, from what I recall, it feels like one of the romances got a step back. So like it was like it's probably gonna happen, and then it's like, all right, for no good reason, we're doing this.
Oh man, I don't like that because that seems like they're trying to just write in some drama. Then
What's funny too is the drama that they kind of caused by this gets overshadowed by another storyline that someone gets.
what the heck?
So it's like they juggled a bunch. I think
Is this
I
it? Is
think
this the final one? Like, is this ended or is there another
they
one?
could if they wanted to, but it also seems like they're gonna continue the show.
Gotcha. Okay. Go ahead. My bad. I thought
Uh,
maybe because they're trying to fast forward because they don't know if they're gonna make another season, so they might have tried to close a lot of loops.
they have ways to like if they're gonna continue it, it's gonna be a different like story arc.
Oh, I'm cool with that. Like different set of characters.
No, same characters probably, but um, like I don't even know how to. I can't really explain without spoilers.
Okay, that's fair. Once I watch it, we can talk more about it.
But they have more room to kind of do stuff if they wanted to, if they continue it. If they want to wrap it up as a bow here,
Yeah.
to, they could. All in all, yeah, it's not the strongest season of the show,
Hmm.
in my opinion, but it's still decent.
But
I just don't
oh,
like the lovers quarrel when I don't like when they do those in a silly way where maybe saying one sentence would resolve it.
or just start it. Like, well,
Mm-hmm.
they're always just like, no, or like robotic kiss and like, oh no, a lightning storm or something, and they have to look away, and they're like, oh no, someone walked in. So like,
Yeah, it's
it's
like
so tropey, right? Like that's
mm-hmm.
who wants that trope? I don't know. I was searching for something real quick. Sorry. Oh, the wild robot.
But yeah, it's if you like the other seasons, you'll probably like this. Action be actioning. Um, good performances from everyone who's playing their characters.
Good. I was gonna ask that too because I mean, some of the voice actors there we know from all of our favorite games. So I know they popped off in games before. They popped off on the previous seasons too in some scenes. So
Mm-hmm.
that's good that they still bringing that energy.
Um, Lance Reddick is still in this. They didn't replace
Oh,
it.
oh, okay, that's good. Did they write him out or they just write him? Is he a major?
They
Sorry, is he without spoilers? Is he a major part of the story or?
he's his character is still as important as it was in the previous season.
Oh, okay, okay, cool. I forgot he did touch so much into the voice acting. So
Yeah,
I wonder what's left. I wonder who else still has some unreleased stuff in terms of like his work.
I don't know. I would
Okay,
assume there might be some bits pertaining to the ballerina movie, the John Wick spinoff,
you're right. I'm sure there's something there.
depending on if there's flashback stuff or whatever.
You are absolutely correct. That might be exactly what it is. It'll be a flashback thing. Or did that show come out already? The show about the Continental?
Yeah, I think I don't know if it finished, but I remember I could just look it up. I think it was relatively short too, like episode count wise.
It was like because they were all moved.
6
I thought they were all moved like an
episodes.
hour, hour and a half, like Sherlock was back when it was on BBC.
That I don't know. Just 6 episodes.
What is the game I am looking for
What, Destiny?
Christmas? Oh, Minishoot. Sorry, it's 'cause I didn't add the link, so I just wanted to make the link available.
Hey, what do you think about Minishoot Adventures, Anthony?
Oh, I'm not even ready to talk. I mean, I started it on stream before, well, a long time ago. I think I did I think it was just one episode, but I really dug what I was playing. The problem is when it came time for me, like, hey, I'll save this when I'm on stream, and I thought about streaming, and I'm like, this game is my Metro. I made a vow publicly to be like, I should not be streaming Metroidvania games because I'm going to try to do everything inadvertently, and I coast in those games. I just like, oh, cool, I got this. I don't speak much. There's not much to talk about, so I'm like, that's not really good to watch, right?
Mm.
So that's why I'm like, fuck it. I'm just gonna play it in my off time. I know it's not gonna be on video, but and man, yep. I don't know. I like bullet hell that much to the point where fusing it with Metroidvania works, and sure it does. Uh, that is pretty much the what is it, mile high explanation or whatever. It is. What if we took a bullet hell and made it a Metroidvania? That is it. You're on a robot. You're not a robot. You're a ship that's on this planet. Some sort of evil curse has taken everything, or it's growing, if or whatever the case is, and you're trying to go and save your friends and take out the bad guy. That's pretty much it. You start off with like your ship shooting one little thing. You upgrade your guns. You upgrade some abilities. You get to do uh some exploration around because it's Metroidvania. Increase in mana. The tried and true Metroidvania templates.
Pick stuff up for health, ammo capacity,
Correct.
shield.
Shield. There's a different ones. There's a different pickup stuff for that. You get 3 abilities for that, or 3 distinct abilities you find in the open world. Oh, looks like you can't get this. Don't worry. Once you go further into the story, you'll unlock something that's like, oh, maybe if I go back and open that, I get an upgrade. Yep, that's the case. There's some secrets laying around too that you can unlock. The only reason I found them is because I was trying to get all the achievements. So of course there's an achievement for like all the secrets. So I'm like, oh, how do I get this achievement? Oh, you do this and this and this. Cool. Some of them I run into on accident, just exploring. I don't know. It's just a solid Metroidvania game. There is some issues I have with it in terms of progression, uh, or maybe it's just the way I played it. You can't dodge through bullets. You have to like play a bullet hell throughout most of it, and then spoilers near. Well, I found it near the end of the game. You once you unlock the ability by collecting by doing all these little mini races you find throughout the world, you get the ability to dodge through stuff way too late. To the point where I'm like, oh, it's good that I have that, but I'm still moving around as if it's bullet hell because I've just sunk in 10 hours of movement, right? Without dodging through things, if that makes sense.
It's so
So
weird that they put that behind an unlockable.
I thought the same thing.
Because
So
even
then
into the dungeon, I'm pretty sure off a rip.
you can roll through it. Yes, that's off rip. So that was a small critique, and the reason I say small critique is because it's 2 people who made this game. It is literally a dev and a UX and artist person. And I'm like, for those 2 people, you guys nailed it. You get a bullet hell Metroidvania. It is fun. You knocked it out of the park. There are some very difficult areas because again, it's bullet hell, so you need to know movement. You got to react. You got to know patterns. Similar to I guess any other boss, but this makes it more for people who aren't used to bullet hells. A pattern in a bullet hell boss is like what art are they throwing at you and can you weave in the middle of the lines, if you will, right? Like that's and if you're not used to that, and you just panic when you see a bunch of projectiles. You're not gonna make it far in this. Like the projectiles is the way to guide you. It's like, oh, this is how you move here, and make sure that sometimes the projectiles guide you to the critical spot where you have to shoot the person, right? Like you have to like keep that in mind. Uh, what else? I don't know. It's solid, man. It's another one of those where I'm like, if I see this physical on sale, I'm getting it. It is a solid game. There's no voice acting and stuff. It just sounds again. It's just 2 guys who made this little beep boops here and there, and then the text coming up, which again Fine by me. You don't need to a voice act. You don't need voiceover to make a good game. Uh, I don't know. I highly recommend it. It is just like Gravity Circuit. It is a game focused on being a fun game, right? That's all I have. And that came out this year, so that's definitely I might end up on my list at the end in January. We'll see. Um, that's all I got. I'll talk about Wild Robot after you tell me about the music minute.
Um,
That sounds like
what's Wild
your
Robot, a movie?
yes,
Okay, what were you gonna say?
that bjar sound you made. It sounds like you're summoning something.
Yeah.
Oh, before we start, I don't know if you. I'm assuming you skipped the intro for Arcane.
Yeah.
Good, keep doing that because there's too much heavy foreshadowing on what's going to happen with the first
Mm.
for the first two acts anyway. I don't know if they'll change the intro later on, but I'm like, okay, that looks like this might happen, and some of the stuff happened, and I'm like, okay, well, why'd you do this to me?
Yeah, I don't. It's got to be a certain kind of intro for me to like entertain watching it.
That's fair.
Um,
Samara seen the drive home.
yeah. So Samara Sin, I think maybe end of last year, beginning of this year, I heard of her do a YouTube short. Um, since then, I'm like, oh shit, she's spitting. Female rapper, I like the way she talks.
Yep.
Um, she's released a bunch of singles this year. Let me see, I can even tell you exactly how many. Fucking puto.
What the hell? I didn't
Um,
do anything.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 singles. I'm pretty sure each one of them I liked. So leading up to it, and there's already like foreshadowing or mention of an EP coming. So up until that point, I'm like, I can't wait. Drop that shit.
Okay.
Um, so then she finally dropped that shit.
Yep.
The drive home, 10 tracks. It's less than 20 minutes by 5 seconds.
Okay.
I only hearted two of them. And those were the singles. A lot of
Oh,
the singles
really?
that yeah, a lot of the singles that came out this year weren't even on the album. Only two of them,
Oh, I
which is
see.
kind of disheartening. I guess it didn't fit the overall idea she had for the EP. Um, there's really only one thing, and I think because I'm assuming she's a new artist, those choruses we
No.
need to stop just repeating one thing ad nauseum.
Ad nauseum. Ah, man. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
Instrumentals were. I don't remember there being an awful instrumental. She's talented when it comes to her like doing little melodic stuff or just like rapping. But when it gets to the choruses, you got to work on writing that.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, again, if it's repeating itself, find a way to get away with it. If it's like trick me and be like, oh hell yeah, I just repeated the same thing 6 times. But if I'm at the third time and I'm like, this needs to stop, why is it still going?
More often than not, just like if you're gonna repeat something, add space between when you say it again,
Oh, that too. That's for that works.
or just whatever you're repeating, don't let it be annoying. The
How,
the biggest me being a hypocrite is Baby Keem's "Honest" song, where the chorus is "Honest, honest, are you honest?"
oh, like
But the vibe of the song alone, I'm like, I can overlook it.
the vibe of the song is there, but that because that didn't hit my likes. That's not
It's like one of the few songs that I'll overlook it just because thoroughly enjoy the rest of the song.
okay.
It's surmountable, the annoyance of a repetitious chorus, but more often than not, they don't. It's never like this is the best shit. Oh, this the chorus. All right,
But yeah, I'm with you on that because I feel the same way with like switch ups in a song, and then Frank Ocean said "Hold my beer," and then I'm like, okay, my bad. You had to get away with it. To the point where it's like, oh, he tricked me into liking it, right?
Frank Ocean's done it multiple times too. Kendrick does it
Yeah.
pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Logic, one of the few songs that I still like from Logic was Under Pressure, and he did a good job. Which
Mm-hmm.
is funny because my critique of this has nothing to do with Logic, what I'm reviewing, but my critique of Logic is that it's the same thing with when Jonah Hill was promoting the that one movie he did and about like skating and like music was a big part of like the aesthetic of the movie.
In the '90s.
W- Yeah, that '90s movie. And he was going on a bunch of like radio shows and doing like promo for the movie.
Yep.
but all the promoters felt like, yeah, look me, I know this thing. So it
Okay.
felt more like he was there to promote it. Hey, I actually know this thing, as opposed to promoting the art itself. With a lot of his music kind of just sounds like, hey, I like rap. Look, and then he just has an idea that someone else did.
Okay. Like he's just
Uh,
redoing. He's been paying too much homage instead of just making something new.
yeah, and Under Pressure, I like the song, but it just makes me think of uh, Sing About Me, Kendrick.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Even similar instrumentals.
Oh, that's it. I can see that. Boom, boom,
Um,
boom, boom, boom.
but that's an art that if I don't like half your song, unfortunately Drake is the counterexample. More often than not, I only want to hear half of it. And in doing so, I have to basically decide: do I like this half enough that I'm
To
going to
keep
heart it,
it,
or yeah?
because then that's a physical. For me, that's a physical skip the second. I guess when I'm done listening to the parts I want to listen to.
And it's to the point now where I think people are just challenging themselves to do it. A good example is Ohio by Schoolboy Q on Blue Lips.
Mm-hmm.
He switches the instrumental 3 times that song.
And he tricked you into it.
And each part I
Mm-hmm.
enjoyed. Yeah,
He's getting away with it, man.
I don't recall her trying to do this in this EP though.
How long is this EP?
It's sub 20 minutes,
Oh, okay.
10 tracks.
So
There's
I heard.
some
I,
interludes, I guess.
I remember you saying it's a couple seconds shy of something. I don't remember what the number was. Well, then that's an easy
Yeah,
listen. Then what the heck?
it's an easy listen. Like there's no reason not to.
Yeah, 20
I
minutes.
had a lot of hopes for her. Um, just get either have and there's no features.
Good. I
So I
like
like that she started off like that. Even
no
it's an EP.
features.
I don't think it's considered now, but I think it is an EP. My only critique, and it's just because of what I like in music.
That's
You
fair.
switch up those courses or have someone perform them. She's on the list of B.O.B., Eminem, and those guys who I don't ever want. Lupe, I never want to hear them do a chorus.
Oh, like their strength is in the verses.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, wasn't there a time when like the producers used to make the hooks and stuff for them, and they just need to do the hook that was
What do you
provided?
mean?
Like, isn't that Timbaland used to do, or Pharrell, or one of them said that once? Like they would make the beat and also like the hook and chorus for like a up and coming rapper or artist, and then or was it DJ Khaled did it? I don't know. I could have
I
sworn I
mean,
heard that somewhere.
they
Or like,
both have done it before, but I don't know if I've ever heard them say that. But
oh,
I don't
okay,
really watch too much of their interviews like that, so
it comes up too much randomly on my not too much. It just comes up on TikTok or YouTube Shorts and stuff. And of course, I'm gonna listen, especially if I know the music like the work they did. I'm like, oh shoot, let me. How did it come to me? Okay, I'm at 20 minutes. I have a huge. I don't know what happened with me in music. I just completely disassociated from music. I haven't listened to something new in like when's the last time? I just literally broke my ankle with my chair. That's how that loud thump was if you heard it on the mic. Um, I have to look back to see. I have to go back on the episodes to see which the last time I reviewed a music thing.
mm.
Well,
I've
actually,
had to basically incorporate it into when I'm working out, or else I wouldn't. I don't have time because when I'm here, I'm usually working on my own or doing something else. So
I
I've kind of had to just listen to something new each time I'm at the gym.
the latest might be Childish Gambino's
Jeez,
Band of Stone in the New World. That's months ago.
Smonts,
Unless I'm missing something else, I have to go check my Spotify.
Smonts.
But looking at my lists everywhere, I think I got a good. I think I have a good 5 for each category already. We'll see what November and December
I don't
brings.
think I've updated it in months. That list, my list.
So you're just gonna have to go on. You have to hopefully remember what you've done, or do you have, and then write it
At
down.
least with I mean, at least with music, I have a playlist. But the rest of the
That's
stuff,
fair.
and luckily, if I go on my Steam Link and then go to my library, and you can sort it by year. So it kind of remind me of what the hell I played.
Those are facts.
But it shows I don't have a real way to gauge. And movies, I know there's not a lot. I can tell you that much for movies.
I gotta have the wild robot on here.
Yeah,
Um,
that's my review. If you like rapidy rap stuff, you want to like invest
Rapidy,
time into a new artist,
and well, you have to explain what rapidy rap is.
uh, she doesn't really do like lyrical miracle. I'm the spherical like that stuff. She doesn't really do it like that. But when I say rapidy rap, it's something within that realm.
Oh, you just reminded me of the phone thing. There's a slot. Another tangent, I guess. There's a slot on the extra phone I have for
Gotcha.
like a SIM. I just don't know if it'll work with someone else's card, so we could give it a shot. I just gotta reset it. All right, now back to the thing here, but I'm not gonna cut away. Give it to you. Nope, can't say that. That sounds terrible. Um, then what was I gonna ask you? What were we talking about before?
You
You
asked me about rapidy rap.
Yes. So I thought you were gonna go into like the whole napkin. It's black, like the whole the bit everyone
Way
does
too
to make.
many napkins.
Yeah, the bit everyone uses to make fun of Eminem. So that's rapidy rap, and then the next music item here is
This is
Rauw
that today.
Alejandro. Though this is fresh. This is within the 24 hours. You heard this.
Yeah.
So this is gut reaction to uh
That I could think of. I've not heard of one of his projects. Uh, um, prior to today, I've heard him in like I heard singles, and I've heard like him on other people's songs.
huh.
I don't think I've ever heard one of his projects.
Okay.
Um,
And when did this come out? This is this year as well.
this was last week,
Oh shit. Okay.
yeah, on Friday. Um,
Rauw. It is
for the most
Rauw, right?
part, I think it's like Raul, but with like a add a Hispanic like twang to it when you say it.
Rauw.
It's like just yeah, it's like Raul.
Okay. I don't know if it was like
Um,
Rauw or
that came on Friday or Monday in my car.
I think you put a. I think you mentioned it. I think on the Discord you were like, oh, just this is it. This is your sign of flipping over
I'm
your car or
unstoppable or
something.
something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Unstoppable on Friday.
That was okay. Yeah, I saw it. I thought I replied to it. I guess not.
You're a bum. No, you did. You put hot and unstoppable.
Okay. Oh,
Um, yeah. For the most part, I think he's like more often not making like reggaeton music. But then I heard a single this year, uh, "Touching the Sky," which is on the album. And I was like,
okay, good.
"Fuck it." He did this, and then he's announcing an album this year. Maybe he's experimenting more. Um, so 18 tracks, an hour and 7 minutes, which is a little a nitpick on my end, but the 18 tracks I hearted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them.
He's got a ton of features.
Yeah, and surprisingly, there's some features on here that are actually really nice. Like
He's
him
got
with them.
Pharrell.
Like the Pharrell song, I like a lot actually.
Yeah, I'm looking at it and I'm like,
Pharrell is only ad libs. Like he doesn't have a verse that I can remember.
so he's in there going lie detector time.
No lie detector time, but he's
Mm,
just like saying some stuff in the back, and I'm assuming he produced it.
yeah.
He's in his bag a little bit.
Judging from the
Um.
YouTube plays here.
So yeah. So what's interesting about this album?
Uh,
Again, without any context as how his albums or like bodies of work usually sound, it sounds like he did a lot more experimentation in like other genres. So for example, um, "Tu con él" is like a him doing like old timey salsa. So him
oh,
singing on old timey, and it sounds really good. Like
oh,
that song
really?
was like the album.
Good on him. I'm excited to listen to that.
Even I didn't realize the intro song, which is named after the album, Cosa
Yeah,
Nuestra.
yeah.
It's like slow kind of samba music, but it's him on it. And I was like, okay, long sample. And then I realized after after I was like, okay, no, that was actually him. Even the Pharrell song, it's like a it's not even like samba. It's not really like salsa. It's like a slower. You ever heard the song Suavecito Minera?
Yeah,
Kind of like that pace. Pharrell produced it, so it's Latin and then a lot of space. Like
for
it's
it to
bare minimum, but it works. And
mm-hmm.
then it's just him kind of like talk rap singing, but in Spanish. Not Pharrell.
Oh,
The
okay.
Raul.
Yeah, because I'm like, you mentioned he had ad libs, so I'm like, is it ad libs in Spanish?
No.
Okay. Well, that's cool. I'd
Um.
like to hear that because we usually get the same thing for an hour straight.
So yeah,
So
he does some of that, and it's kind of in blocks. Now that I think about it, like the genres he dives in. the beginning portion more so is kind of like retro-y, like Latin music mixed with some reggaeton in there. So like the third song with Conejo Malo, Bad Bunny.
Dang, not him.
Um, what you would assume is that's what that sounds like, and there's a little break, and it's back to like the Latin-y thing.
Well, I still wouldn't expect anything because Bad Bunny's also been experimenting. So what is it? Just a
It's like back to the reggaeton.
okay, cool. Those are two people
And
who now, I guess, now two people that are experimenting because Bad Bunny did start off with just
yeah,
the reggaeton stuff,
I forgot
but
that.
he's got two albums now where he's been pushing a little further out than that.
Um, then he goes back into like that reggaeton kind of section,
Mm-hmm.
and he comes back out. Let me see what songs does it sound like. There's a song on here that he switched the instrumental like 7 times, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? There's like bits of like Dominican like and all that kind of stuff,
Okay.
but then it gets weird, and then at the end it's like drum and bass in the same song. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
So he took it to the extreme. What we just finished talking about, we don't like. He's like, let me
Mm-hmm.
just dial it to 13.
The song with Romeo, the verses good, the chorus, I think it'll grow on me, but it's such a weird cadence and choice of words.
For the chorus itself.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's kind of like slower ballady reggaeton music, but then the chorus is like, what the hell?
Okay.
Um, and then right after that, it gets a little more like electronic and like emo-y kind of,
What?
and it kind of just cycles between that.
In the same track?
No, like from
Oh,
like
okay.
track 13 onward,
Uh huh.
it's like a weird mix of like dark pop, so like the weekendy kind of synthy stuff,
Oh, okay.
to like a little bit of Spanish rock.
That's pretty cool. That could be cool
Yeah, so it's a lot of experimentation. What's funny is the songs where he experiments, I prefer way more than when it's like just reggaeton music.
because we've been past
Because
that for
he
so
has a
long
good range
already.
for that. And what's funny is one of these songs, I don't remember which one it was. I was like, oh, Tory Lanez is on here? No, it's him. I didn't realize how much they sound alike.
Oh, really?
When they sing, it kind of they
It
sound
sounds
a lot
similar,
alike. Yeah.
and we're sure it's not just Tory Lanez. Like he just sent him a clip. Like, for is he still in jail?
I don't know.
I don't know if Tory Lanez is not,
Like it
but
sounds like if he got fluent in Spanish. There's a lot of times where it sounds like that.
well, I mean, Tory Lanez has like by me, he sounds fantastic. He sounds fine in it.
But you could tell it's like, oh, he
He's still
sounds good for like someone who speaks English and then said something in Spanish.
gotcha.
I still think like out of all the rappers, I think he's up there for
The highest.
doing the
He's the
Spanish.
closest one
Yeah,
by a
by
long
far.
shot. Yeah, by a long shot. Sorry, because I'm a huge fan of The Weeknd, and no, he came close with the what's her song
Fama, La
with like
Fama.
Fama, and then I think Drake was the other one who tried it,
Yeah.
and then no, then The
Green
Weeknd
bean
tried it
pepperwood.
with Maluma, I think it was,
Oh yeah.
with the remix to Hawaii or whatever it was.
I didn't like that one at
Yeah,
all.
that was like what? Please no. He was. I'm with you. I'm with you. I think Tory is definitely the closest.
That I can think of.
Yeah, I might. We might be omitting something. We might be omitting someone. So who knows?
Yeah. So the album being longer than an hour, there's songs on here I would cut that are like the more traditional reggaeton songs you could have got rid of. I really liked him in like the experimentation back. Speaking of repetitious choruses,
Uh huh.
there's a song called Pasaporte.
Mm-hmm.
The chorus is him saying that, but it's in a non-annoying, like in your face way. It's like a like electronic kind of like dark pop song. So it's like it's like the instrumental.
Oh, so he just says
And
it
then
on beat with that, so you're just
so
dancing your
yeah, so
night away.
it's like further in the back, like a background vocal. It's like Pasaporte.
Oh, okay. So you're once you're hit a certain level of faded, there is no chorus. You're just
Basically.
dancing to. Okay, got it. That's gonna go away in the background. I guess that
Um
works. Why does the name Laura Pausini sound familiar to me?
she's an older
Ballad
singer.
singer that mom used to listen to or something?
Yeah.
You got it. Because I'm like, that name sounds so familiar.
Yeah, I saw the name. I'm like, I haven't heard of her in like years. I wonder how she's gonna sound. this song is like
Top
it
tier.
starts more acoustic, and then like I guess kind of the way that Billie Eilish does some of the progression in her songs, where it's like bare minimum instrumentals but singing,
Okay,
and then slowly like so then the bass or like the sub come in, and then when it comes to her doing the chorus, I think is when the actual percussion comes in,
I
and then
see
it's
what you
like
mean.
and it's like kind of like what does it remind me of?
More than
You
BB.
remember? Yeah, the second half.
Well, how it starts off
A
the,
little like a slow, yeah,
but once the serious shit goes away and then she starts repeating the one word and it starts to build up, and then you're dancing.
instrumental wise. So, but the instrument, so it's like it keeps building. So very minimal instrumentation, and then as the song keeps going on, they just add on to it as opposed to like the beat switch.
Oh, so it's adding instruments, not like adding speed. It's not like
Yeah,
building up speed. Or like a okay,
right.
gotcha.
So it's like the pace of the beginning of that song of the Billie Eilish song,
Mm-hmm.
but stacking the instruments on the second half.
Gotcha. I'll have to check this
And
out.
it was good. I enjoyed it.
It seems like you're thoroughly surprised by this project. That's what you.
Yeah, I was like, all right, here we go. I'm gonna throw it back. But
Oh, I thought you meant the album, but you're talking about your ass.
yeah, he went off. I was kind of expecting more things that sound like touching the sky, but no, he has a good.
A good
He
range. It
kind of
sounds like.
Bruno Mars this album kind of.
So it sounds like with some editing was. Is there some tracks here you would cut to make this perfect?
Um, yeah, it's
Because you're
like
saying it's an hour and something, right? Like how long is this runtime?
like the song because I didn't care for his verse, and I keep reading his name as Macaroni, but the guy's name is Marconi, something.
I'm glad we're
The name of the
related.
song's
I'm so glad
just.
we're related. I'm read every time I looked at this track list on the left hand, my eyes go straight to Mark. It's macaroni. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
but like my eye went macaroni every time I looked over here.
You could cut that song. You can cut. Let me see what does this sound like. You can cut the one with Alexis Fido or Fido. I guess he put them on. You wanted them on the album because they're like legends in reggaeton
Oh,
music.
that's
So you can cut that.
true.
Just for the most part, I would have just made separate album, like do an EP of that stuff after or before, and then did this experimentation stuff as one project.
I see. I got you then. That makes sense. So it sounds like all the cool. Sounds like his new stuff is really nice. Cool. I'll have to check this out then. I'll add it to the fucking list, bro.
The like by far the best song is the one I was mentioning, the Salsa one.
Okay, which is number 4,
Yeah, track 4.
and he's on his own on
Just
that one, which is
yeah,
nice.
it's up there. The writing makes sense. He's a good singer on it, and in the instrumentation, and it
Mm-hmm.
all works. And it
Cool.
doesn't sound like
Like his
you
phone
know how
thing.
like yeah, like you know how when they make bachata nowadays and it doesn't have that oomph of like back in the day bachata. I guess
It's
like when Romeo comes back after saying they broke up and then Aventura's back
it's the
a year
modern
later.
it's the modern bachata. Yeah.
This sounds a little more like
Older.
older time, but
Gotcha.
with like current quality, like current fidelity, and then his
Current
voice being like
clarity.
yeah,
Current
and then
clarity.
his voice having the effects of like now, but it works.
Okay.
By far, best song. I don't know.
By a mile. Landslide victory.
Challenge
Make
him,
challenge.
right?
Make sure your boys let us see the game.
Megan Bears.
Gosh, man, they had some legendary skits. All right. Um, anything else on it? It sounds like it's a yes. Recommend this.
Yeah, I like it. The only hesitant part is the length, really. And if you don't like reggaeton music, and you're like, if I hear one time that thing, you're gonna get annoyed for like little pockets within this album.
Which that means it'll be a perfect listen for them. Because if
The other
the
thing too, um there's parts where the song selection, because like it's kind of in mini pockets of similar sounding things
yeah
that they transition well into each other. It kind of reminds me of the approach for More Life because it's long enough. It's kind of like a playlist kind of approach to it. I think like there is a theme technically
uh-huh
because it's like our thing, and then a lot of it's like looking back or like introspective to
okay
an extent. But it's kind of like all right, I'm in this bag, or I'm in this bag, like just like ordering a playlist kind of.
oh
I don't know if that
okay
makes sense.
I know what you mean. Like there's no. to explain it because even like what's his name? Louis Fiasco's one where he did the for it's not Drogas, the one before that. Why am I blanking on the name?
Lasers.
After that, the one where it's summer, fall, like he put them all into sections of
Oh,
the seasons.
hold on.
What the hell's the name of
The
that
white and
music?
red one.
Yes.
Um, I have the name right in my head. It's something like Japanese, I think.
Oh, I know what it is.
What does it
I
start with?
saw the image of the album and I knew what it was. It's Tetsuo in Youth.
I said, what did it start with? And you gave me the whole name.
Oh my bad. I
Is
just
it
got too
Tattoo on
excited.
Youth?
I think you got it. It's Tetsuo in Youth.
Okay.
I got too excited because I saw the whole thing in my head. I'm like, I saw the album
Yeah, it starts with Tattoo on Youth. Go ahead.
then it ends with Youth. But you did get it right though. It starts with something Japanese. Um, what was I gonna say? That's it. All right, cool. I need to add both of those. But I'm actually more excited to listen to the Cosa Nuestra. If you're saying
Yeah,
he's actually doing some experimentation.
I liked it.
Uh,
I didn't watch like beginning of that album. I don't remember what song it is, but you're like, all right, then Tory Lanez was making music again.
that's good news to me because I mean I don't listen to Tory Lanez like that, but the songs I do listen to, I'm like, oh, like they're popping off in them. So in my opinion, obviously. Uh, okay, cool. I'll check it out because I did like that single. So if that single's on here,
Yeah,
I
it's near the end.
I like that too. Because some people put like there's the single that's popping the beginning of the album. And I'm like, no,
You know, it's funny. That's kind of smart in the sense that you know, like whenever someone releases a single, but then they incorporate it into the album in the sense that you don't have to re-heart the song. It's like the same exact file.
that's rare.
So like a lot of times people will do it early in the album because it'll be just early enough where people will still be listening and not be like, fuck this album. So they can keep racking up plays for that specific song to make it go platinum or something.
I see. There's some meta game. There's like a meta there somewhere.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, um, I guess we can bring it in with the Wild Robot. I was going to say that for next week, but I think already next week's already stacked with stuff to do, so we cannot miss next week's. Um,
Is next week when we have to guess the like what wins everything?
we might as well. That's what I'm saying. We might as well do it. Like open the show with, what do we think of Arcane, and then go into that. If Arcane, I don't see Arcane taking longer than 30-minute talk. Like there's too much to talk about.
Boo.
That space. I mean, there'll be spoilers, and that's literally just airing. It'll be that Saturday where the finale airs. So I don't want to like
Means I have to watch 8 episodes by next week.
9, bro. It's 3 each
I'm sorry, I
act.
won already.
Sorry. Yeah, you're right. It's 8.
Freak.
I meant for the people who wanted to be a part of or follow along with the discussion, I guess. But they do feel like acts, if you will, which is nice.
Okay.
There's some time skips and stuff, so don't be confused. So it's like, what the hell's happening? I think they introduced. No, we'll talk about it next week. Wild Robot, a movie about a robot that wakes up somewhere on an island, thinking that someone bought them because it's like an at home service. Like, oh, I am. You know how Baymax was like a beta of like this guy's going to be like a medical professional once the brother was able to. Well, if the brother was spoilers for the Big Hero 6, if the brother was there to complete the project, he would have been like something used for in medical facilities. This seems like a household robot, I guess, that's able to do a lot. But then it wakes up uh in the middle of some island and now it's trying to live with the wildlife. That's pretty much it. And then it meets a fox played by Pedro Pascal. Oh, I'm sorry. The robot is Roz, is the name.
Bro, the cast is crazy.
I'm gonna get there. Lead is the robot itself, played by Lupita. I don't want to mess up her last name, but Lupita
Pita Nyong'o, I think it's
Young.
pronounced.
Yeah, I will definitely butcher that. Pedro Pascal is the fox on there.
I had the accent and everything on that one.
I had to. I had to even it out. I couldn't even
Get to
pronounce.
overcompensate.
Yeah, from Lupita's thing, I can't pronounce her last name, so I'm gonna go super Hispanic on this one to be like, see, I know something. Um, and there's a good, like I said, like you mentioned, Brian, there's a good set of cast on here. Mark Hamill in it, Matt Berry, Ving Rhames, Stephanie Sue,
I don't
Bill
know what to pronounce that.
Nye, Kit. There's this. The cast is fantastic. They do well. The chemistry's there. Animations looks really nice as well. It's like they're going for like a much softer look for the presentation, if that makes sense. Like it's in 3D, but it's not as. Hmm, it's like a halfway point between 3D and what Arcane looks like, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Very good visually. The story, like I mentioned, the stories about the robot being in the wild, and then befriends Bright Bill, which is like a little duckling. Uh, like like the odd duckling, like when it comes time
The
for
ugly duckling.
it's not. Well, the more scientific term, like how they migrate, and some birds can actually make the whole journey, and some can't. This guy was not gonna make it. Like
Mm.
as a little child, he wasn't gonna make it. But the robot is like, hey, I need to complete task. What is it? And then the duck is like, I need to be a duck by the time this happens. I need to migrate, right? So that's
Mm.
the story arc. Is this the robot trying to help the duck migrate? If that makes sense, is the is how the story starts, and then they quite the roller coaster of emotions after that. Definitely a family film. It has some drama. It's got some sad parts. There's some comedy. The banter between Pedro and Lupita's there. She has that very same Baymax energy, if that makes sense,
Mm.
because it's all logical that's coming from her, but it has to be delivered in a user friendly way, if you will. Definitely worth watching. It was definitely a good time. Am I missing anything else on that movie? I think that's it.
Short.
Yeah, short and on average because it's only an hour and 42 minutes. When
Did it
normally
feel like it was quick?
it felt longer because a lot happens. Because there's a time skip, I think, a bit like a not a time skip, but like a montage of the duck growing up.
Oh,
Because it's like literally a little guy. So
same.
so it's like the robot becomes sort of like a parental figure trying to guide the duck, if that makes sense.
Mm.
So that kind of relationship. And then there's like a whole winter arc that the things need to survive, like survive the winter kind of thing, kind of deal. There's a lot. It's a lot in it for an hour and 42. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll hug yourself. I don't know, like it. Hopefully, an appreciation for more technology. I guess is one of them. Oh my god, the fucking robots making me feel something. That's one of them. So be ready for that. On the plus side, it looks like it did amazing. So there might be a sequel because on this database page, 78 million was the budget and they revenued 308 million, not dollars. I imagine. Um, that's it, man. Go check out the Wild Robot. It was definitely a fun time, especially now that it's gonna be a bunch of family-oriented holidays and stuff. This is definitely one you can just put on. It's definitely a Thanksgiving or a Christmas get together kind of thing. It's a chill time. I don't think there's any like curse words and stuff, so I think you definitely could watch it with your kid.
As a kid, it doesn't just say fuck.
No. Oh no, it is in development. They already announced a sequel to it.
Oh,
So yeah, there's the second one coming. Cool. I'm digging it. I almost forgot to put that on here, but I forgot
fucking trusted you.
I forgot what you said that reminded me. I'm like, oh, robot, and I'm like, oh my god, the wild robot. It was definitely dope. I'm finishing up Transformers. I watched it too late at night, so I was falling asleep in like the middle of, or literally like 10, 15 minutes left in the movie.
Mm.
So I'll probably talk about that soon. Again, next week's is already stacked. Uh, that's it, man. I got releases unless you have anything else you want to talk about.
Well, maybe by this time next week, I'll finish Metaphor.
Facts. You were trying to put some time in when you were here. And did you wait? How many days are left before the final? Because I know the
think
game
I
was
have
reminding you every day.
7 or 6 left.
7 in-game days
Yeah,
before the
and it
final
looks like
fight.
the only quests I have are like end game trial stuff. I finished one of them yesterday. Fucking annoying.
Is it just
Glad I did it.
are you getting good weapons and stuff out of it, or is it just to level up your characters?
The level, it's like you have to revisit a called Tower Trials, and you have to revisit one that I did all of them originally, but there's like a hey, go back to do this crazy thing. So I went back to do one, and they level everybody appropriately, getting up to the bad guy again.
Mm-hmm.
By the time it's like a for real boss that gives you good armor. At least that's what this one gave me.
Okay.
So I did one out of the three so far. Maxed out all my confidants essentially.
So you get the max benefits for each of them. I'm assuming it's the same way. Everything's locked behind. Like you can dual wield now because you're friends with this guy or something. Like I'm assuming they unlock
You at
features.
max you at max if it's someone that's a party member, you get like a class specific to them.
Oh, neat. Which means there's probably a new game plus, or do you know?
Probably. I mean, what's
Not
it
that that
called?
game is.
Persona has that, so
You're right. And they did definitely didn't add a new game plus. So like something that Anthony would love. Nah, dude. This loop is gonna be everything he hates.
there's an
Okay.
achievement that says like where you max out every class with the main character alone. So when I saw that, I'm like, there's definitely a new game plus.
Because there's no way in a playthrough you can max it out.
I don't see it. It could be that I just wasn't optimal or something.
It's because you weren't attacking everything that moved. It seems like.
Oh no, literally everything still.
Oh, still okay. So you attack what can possibly be a teammate, and then it goes into a cutscene. Like, oh hey man, I'm your teammate.
Permadeath them.
Oh, don't do that. You need him.
Clearly not enough.
Oh, fair. Okay, fair enough. I think I already asked you earlier before. We might have been already recording. The 20. What is this Friday? 22nd.
22nd.
Let me
Yeah.
go work my way backwards
Fucking
here.
Stalker comes out tomorrow.
Yeah, that's why I'm looking at the
So,
releases. So I'm trying to get all the
still
releases
haven't finished
correct.
Metaphor, still haven't started Dragon Age, but there's Stalker.
Stalker. Okay. It looks like a mobile version of Total War is coming out. The Devil Within. Satgat. I don't know what game that
Bless
is.
you.
Thanks. Super Bunny Man. Strinova. Sprawl. Sprawl comes out. I think I've seen a trailer of this before. It's like a stylish FPS. You're jumping off a wall, shooting people and stuff. Like it's fast paced. I guess that's out this week on consoles anyway. It's a game called On Your Tail, releasing on PC and Switch. I don't know what type of game it is though, but it looks super cozy.
Yeah, the art. I was looking at it earlier and I'm like, oh, art looks cool, but I didn't click it.
Another game called Locomotive. G.I. Joe Wrath of Cobra is out in like 2 days.
Cook for Love.
What's up?
There's a game called Cook for Love.
Yeah, the G.I. Joe one looks pretty okay because it's a beat 'em up. Electro electrical electrogical. Sure. Is this like another of those like viewfinder? There's like yep, electrog. I don't like that name. Electrogical is a puzzle game that combines jigsaw puzzles with arithmetic operations. Yeah, bro, y'all got really fancy with that name, huh? Eden,
Shit.
Cook for Love, Amber Isle, World of Football.
There's no footage for the Cook for Love game.
It looks like it's just a logo, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. Spellagist, Stalker 2, like we mentioned, on PC and Xbox. Luma Island, and Genshin Impact for Xbox, I think. I think it's already been out on PS5 and PC.
Yeah.
Six-sided stories.
Why does Sprawl look
And
familiar? You mentioned it, but
because it's an FPS, like a fast-paced FPS game that's just looks like turn your brain off, shoot things, right? Get through the level. Where was I at? Oh,
your
straight.
room.
Oh, you got me. And I just knock this over. It's actually just a picture, and I just knock it over, and I'm in like
You're actually
Finland.
behind me.
Oh,
No,
yeah, that's be pretty crazy actually, because the bikes would have picked me up.
no special wall.
The Life is Strange, double exposure, is that because it comes with multiple games or what?
Doesn't isn't that the new game?
Oh, that's a new one. No, I thought that was called something else.
Yeah, this is the new one.
Oh, it looks like it's a worthy. It looks like it's reviewed well. I need
That's
to.
what I was about to say.
Okay, I'm gonna check this out then. With its excellent writing, exceptional characters, and fun to use new powers. Okay, I thought this was like a repackage of like the older games, like in a bundled disc or something.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's a new character. Okay, I'll check that out.
I mean,
That's
if you play and I'm around, I'll watch. I won't play these games ever again, just in case. But
it sounds like it's great content. I should definitely record it then, because I mean it
up,
plays like
bro.
a movie.
My life a movie, bro.
We
Do you
saw.
ever, do you ever get the um? It's like a pack from the people made Until Dawn. The
No, I
Dark something,
haven't. The Ashes one, the Dark Chronicles or Dark Anthology or something, and it's like,
something like that. We played one that was
yeah,
okay
that's the one with the lady fell off the roof or some shit
in the
in the
dumbest
beginning.
way possible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
she fell off a
yeah,
roof. Her scarf got caught on something that shouldn't got caught on, and then just fucking died.
yeah. We started that one, and there's like another one where they have guns in the desert or
Well,
something.
no, we beat that one, but we never attempted the other two,
Yeah, that's
to my
still there.
knowledge.
No, no, we did. I did not play the ones after that. I just seen footage. Hmm. We do need to play those. Um, for movies this
Let me
week,
see.
let me double
All of it's
check.
gonna look like things I've. It's gonna sound like joking movies watch. Some
Oh,
shit I've never heard of in my life.
let me know when you're ready.
What's today?
Today's the 19th, so the
19th.
22nd. Oh, we have Wicked and Gladiator 2 coming out this weekend. Those are the two
Oh
movies.
shit, Gladiator 2.
Yeah, they're saying they're trying to remake it like Barbenheimer last year, so they're calling it like Glicked or something or Wicked Eight, like
Glicked.
yeah, or Glicked or some shit. And I'm like, guys, it happened already. We don't need to be
It's called Wiki Eater. Oh, Wicked with Ariana Grande and then
the
I don't
Wicked
know.
Witch
I
of the
don't know the
West
lady's name, but I remember seeing the round table
with her in it.
with yeah, with both of them. I think.
A round tape like during award
Oh
season.
no, no, Ariana Grande wasn't in it. It was for Barbie. The year Barbie came out. They did a round table, and then the lady that plays the witch
Yeah,
was in it. Uh, Billie Eilish, Olivia Rodrigo, John Baptiste, um, Julia Michaels,
these are all
and
musicians.
And Dua Lipa. Yeah, there was a round table before them because they all did music
For the
for.
movies. Got it. Okay. I'm like, wait, what? The Hollywood Reporter is doing music stuff now? That sounds like a
Yeah,
dope roundtable. I gotta go
it
watch
was. I
that.
liked it, and it reminded me that I still haven't watched John Baptiste's documentary.
Well, I don't want to spoil things, but upcoming albums this week. I'm pretty sure it's his. The Beethoven Blues that's coming out.
Yeah,
I'll check
well,
it
it's not
out.
related to the movie, but
No, but I mean, I've been getting a lot more John Baptiste content like on TikTok and stuff after his Coachella performance this year.
it's literally him playing
Piano.
Beethoven songs but with blue. Okay,
Yeah.
that's funny.
I'm gonna check that out just in case. He might
Gives
do
me
something
my
crazy.
Sonata, so and he does fur at least
He put the classics on there, bro.
the Vlasics.
Oh, for movies, Red One, The Night Before Christmas in Wonderland. The rest of these again, like I don't know as well. Gracie and Pedro, Pets to the Rescue. Like I don't know
Is that
what's
Shersha?
is it called, The Outrun?
Blitz.
Well,
That came out earlier this month. Sorry. No, it didn't.
no, it says November 22nd.
When I clicked it, it said
Well, it might be on digital on streaming services now.
apparently it did not review well according to IGN.
That's fair. But Blitz, see that? Are you looking at the page I'm looking at for the upcoming
Yeah,
releases? See that little purple icon? That means it's on demand. And then the red ticket is it's in theaters.
I see.
I didn't give. They don't really provide a what is it, a key or a
Legend.
legend? That's what I'm thinking of. Thank you. That's it for movies and music. I named off a few there.
Moana 2 comes out.
And like next year, isn't it?
Never even. I haven't, no, it's in November. This 27th.
What? That
According to
comes
this
out.
shit.
Wait a second. I'm freaking out. I'm clicking on so many things right now. The 27th, Moana 2
Yeah.
comes out. Oh my god, you're right.
I haven't even seen the first one.
I saw the first one. I just didn't know this was that close to being released.
Watchmen Chapter 2. Oh, it's animated.
It's animated.
Is it Chapter 1 good?
I don't know. I never watched it.
You like it?
The Witcher thing is coming out soon, sometime in December, I guess. Sirens of the Deep.
I don't think it's going to be this year.
Think it's gonna be pushed.
Yeah.
That's fair. Oh, never mind. His album came out last week. My bad. The Baptiste
You're a
one.
lawyer?
I am. This week we have U2. Also the band U2. And Opeth, Marilyn Manson, Kim Deal, Father John Misty, and Body Count. I don't know what else is actually officially announced or we're waiting on, but when does this two things drop? Because it's already halfway through November and there's
She
two of them.
said by in the fall, and this is the last month of fall, so that it better fall into my streaming service.
I'm with you there, dude.
Tell you shit.
And it's called Saturn, the new project, or is it that just the single?
We don't know.
Oh, she never dropped the name.
She's dropping 2 projects allegedly.
But you said one of them is the deluxe of last year's.
Yeah, SOS Deluxe or something, and then new project.
So SOS Deluxe, and then we'll see what this new one is. Cool. I just want to hear the new one, to be honest. I mean, I'm sure there might be a cool track or two in the deluxe, but she reminded me of the episode of Abbott.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it, man. That's all I got. For next week, we definitely will be watching Arcane this weekend. Or I am, and we'll talk about Arcane next, so. And then probably get through the Game Awards nominees. Do you want to do the guessing next week? We have time. That's why I'm not rushing the guessing.
Think about me.
I was gonna do it like the episode before it airs on whatever Game Awards website, whatever. Which is the 15th? No. When is the 12th? When's the Game Awards? Why am I asking you? The Game
The
Awards.
12th.
The 12th? Yeah, so on that week's episode, I guess. It'll be weird. Oh, I guess we could do the week before. No, that doesn't make any sense. We'll do it that week. And the people listening to it on that Friday will be like, what? It already happened. Right. And we'll see who won on that following week. But we'll do that. That's it for me. You got anything else you want to plug or?
Nope.
Negative. All right, we'll be back next week with pretty much Arcane and the Game Awards. And we'll see if I watch. Oh, and the Penguin. Because I'm watching that. That's just one episode I'm left with, so.
And hopefully the credits of Metaphor.
Oh, facts. So hopefully we'll get potentially next week's can be a banger.
Yeah.
Not that this wasn't a banger, it's just this is low-key banger. That makes sense?
This is Thor's brother banger.
Okay, got it. It took me a bit as you were saying it, but then it clicked, if you will. Glorious purpose, if you will. That's it. Thank you guys for watching and listening. Both. We'll be back next week. Bye.